even if you don't have tickets. And it is Earth Day. How much do you know about our beautiful planet? We're about to find out in today's Throwdown Thursday. What's New starts now.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
And hello again, Northeast Ohio. Welcome to our Thursday edition of What's New. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Jay Crawford. January Keaton is in tonight for Betsy. January, a very good Thursday afternoon to you.
And good Thursday afternoon to you too, Jay. Betsy's shoes, definitely big shoes to fill, but it's still good to be back. I'll do my best.
All right, and with that, we're off and running. January, we begin at 5 with our latest coronavirus numbers here in Ohio, where the news is generally very good. Our number of new cases today, 1,724, and that marks the 7th time in the last 9 days that our day-to-day number is down. Our latest available positivity rate all the way down to 3%. Our other numbers, our 14-day average now down in the 1800s. It was over 2,000 just Monday of this week. Also good news in the all-important cases per 100,000 metric. Remember, it was 200 last week. Today, the state announcing we're down to just over 185 cases per 100,000. And yesterday, Ohio vaccinated another 41,000 residents, bringing our total to just under 4.5 million, which represents 38.39% of our state's total population. Now, as you know, the governor really focused in on that cases per 100,000 number a couple of months back, saying that if we could get that down to 50, all of our COVID-19 restrictions would go away. Well, at one point, it was near 1,000. That was at the height of the pandemic. We got it all the way down to 144 cases per 100,000 just a couple of weeks ago. Then things went in the wrong direction, and it peaked last week at 200. That had many wondering, are we ever going to be able to get that number down to 50 per 100,000? Now the question is being asked by some, is that even the right metric that we should be focusing in on? And our Will Ewick joins us now on What's New. Will, good afternoon to you. If not the cases per 100,000, Will, what's the number we should be paying close attention to?
Yeah, Jay, that's the vaccination rate right now. It's a lot of states are using that as a benchmark for them on when they're going to reopen things or loosen some restrictions. I spoke to a doctor here at Metro Health about it because the governor was asked about it yesterday and said that it was something that they are looking into. So the question is, if they use that versus the cases that we're currently using, is one of them better? Is one of them a little bit easier to obtain? And that's the question that I talked to someone here at Metro Health about to get the answers on that question. He said he believes that the case rate is probably more accurate representation for the status of the state, but would have no problem with a move to a vaccination rate goal because the two numbers are so intertwined, we'd probably get there around the same time anyway. And vaccine numbers may make it more actionable for the public to know how to do their part.
Cases per 100,000, we're looking at run charts and line graphs. But if we go to the total number of first dose vaccines, then we can draw one of those cool fundraiser thermometers and start, checking a couple 100,000 each week, and it'll feel more tangible, the progress.
So if we do change to a vaccination rate goal, what would that goal be? Well, if we look at Kentucky, a neighboring state, Jay, they have a 70% of the adult population goal for them. I also talked to Dr. Margolius here. He thought maybe a 55% of the entire population for Ohio. Either of those would get you somewhere around 6 million to 6.5 million. We're currently at 4.5 million, so we still got about a million and a half vaccines to go.
It's interesting, Will, how just in the last couple of weeks we've seen those goalposts move. We once were talking about perhaps 70 to 85% of all population before you can reach herd immunity. Now that seems almost impossible, perhaps a lower number might be the incentive we need to get more adults vaccinated so we can finally start to drop some of these restrictions. Will Ewick, live tonight on What's New. Will, thanks. January?
All right, Jay. Well, 80 million Americans have received at least one COVID vaccine shot. That's about a quarter of the population. And with that comes a new wrinkle in the pandemic-long debate over masks. Now that we have the vaccine, are masks still necessary, particularly outdoors? From dining to exercising to just walking around, there's a growing national debate over the need to mask up when you're doing outdoor activities. The reason for that, says Brown University's Dr. Ashish Jha, fresh air.
We know that the virus largely spreads indoors, that there's very little transmission outdoors, except in some very specific circumstances.
Researchers at Oxford say while data is limited, indoor COVID transmission is nearly 19 times as likely as outdoor. Experts at Northwestern argue keeping masks on when you're outside, even after you've been vaccinated, is not only a social courtesy, but helps model the behavior for kids who can't get the shot.
Not that hard to wear a mask. I just don't understand why people are so resistant.
But others don't believe in the science nor the mandates behind wearing masks.
No one needs to tell us what to do.
As far as the mandate goes, burn the mask.
Texas was one of the first states to lift its mask mandate, and doctors there say it hasn't really affected anything.
Hospital admissions did not rise. ICU admissions did not rise. Overall, the consequences of the mask mandate have not been increase in cases as some people were concerned about.
Texas ER doctor Hillary Fairbrother says whether you're required to wear one or not, everyone should have a mask when they're out in public.
I put my mask on for those encounters where I come into closer contact with people.
But not everyone agrees.
Burn the mask. Burn the mask. Get rid of them.
Now, whichever side of the fence you fall on, the CDC still recommends people aged 2 and older wear masks in public and when around people who don't live in their household. Now, although masks may not be necessary when you are outside by yourself, away from others, or with the people who live in your house.
Well, we want to know what you think about wearing masks outside. You can go to this post here on WKYC's Facebook page. Share your thoughts with us, and we're going to share them with our audience. We'll do that in the next half hour. Well, on to the economy now, and you've noticed the cost for just about everything is on the rise. Two of the nation's biggest consumer product manufacturers announced a nearly 10% price increase on everything from paper to packaged goods to personal care items.
Oh, that just hurts my ears to hear. Procter & Gamble will start charging 4 to 9% more for its baby care and feminine care brands in September. Kimberly-Clark also raising prices on baby care, adult care, and toilet paper in June.
We're going to see price increases like we've never seen before. Now we're seeing it on packaging, on transportation, on just about everything.
And that also means groceries as well, something we all purchase. The price of popular pantry staples from companies like Smucker's, General Mills, and Coca-Cola are already rising.
Well, analysts say the last time we saw prices go up like this was well over 20 years ago. The driving forces are higher commodity costs, surging freight and transportation price, and the stress on the supply chain because of COVID. Wow. I mean, who knew? I thought the wing shortage was devastating news, but now we have everything else. It's going to be going up. Well, Jay, there is a silver lining, okay? The bare store shelves might be a thing of the past because pandemic supplies, they're finally catching up with the increased demand.
Yeah. Now, we have been relatively lucky over the last 7 years or so. Inflation in the United States has been very well managed, but I went today and looked back at some of the old inflation data. And I can tell you that our jump month to month, February to March of 2021, was nearly a full percentage point increase. That is the biggest month to month jump, January, that we have seen since 2015. And here's something that we're all going to be holding our breath on. Just under 3 weeks from today, the United States Department of Labor will be releasing our latest yearly inflation figure. It is fully expected by all of the experts that this increase will be the biggest year-to-year increase we have seen in well more than a decade. And you really don't need January to look any further than the pump prices for gas. They've been skyrocketing, and they're going to continue to go up.
Yeah, they definitely tell you the story. Another thing thanks to COVID.
Yeah, inflation. Okay, we are exactly a week away from the start of the 2021 NFL Draft, which, of course, will take place right here in Cleveland, Ohio. And the area along the lakefront is really starting to come together now. For those of you considering heading downtown, you might want to do so sometime in the next week. That way you can sort of understand where everything will be and how you will best be able to access it. Brandon Simmons now gives us the lay of the land of the NFL draft.
We're almost there, just 1 week to go before the NFL draft begins right here in Cleveland. A boost downtown really needs.
This is, the best thing that we could have asked to happen to provide a nice infusion of traffic into our downtown establishments.
For fans, there are also certain hotspots to check out. The NFL released its official map for the area near the lakefront called the Draft Experience. Essentially, it's a perimeter set up around the stadium where tickets are required. You can see road closures are already set up where fans will enter and exit. The stadium will be used for fan activities, and of course, Draft Theater is not far away, where all the magic happens each night. If you don't have a ticket, look for the Rock the Clock end zone locations around town. One will be located near Playhouse Square on the U.S. Bank Plaza, another location at the Flats East Bank.
We'll have tons of seating that is very much socially distanced. We are encouraging folks to order takeout from your favorite restaurants, bring it into the end zone sites. We'll have large screens where we'll be broadcasting the draft activities. We'll have a DJ for music and entertainment.
The final Rock the Clock end zone location offers the best view of the draft area. It's on Mall C across from the Convention Center entrance.
It'll just be a very fun, safe, family-friendly event.
For those locations, no ticket is required. It's first come, first serve, and a chance to get in on the action.
Now, of course, all of these events that we mentioned, they're all going to follow CDC guidelines and have capacity limits in place. And also in terms of security, you can only bring clear bags inside no matter which ones you come to. But I know everything isn't finished being built yet, but I can tell you one thing. I know next week, downtown is going to be the place to be for sure.
Yeah, it will. I'm looking forward to it. Now, we're going to find out from our weather folks in just a little bit as to whether or not a parka will be part of the required attire. I know you need it today, but the hope, Brandon, is that the weather turns and stays nice next week so Cleveland can put its best face forward for the country.
Yeah, that would be nice, man. I'm telling you, I hope it's a lot warmer than it is today. Today has not been fun, so we're looking forward to some heat.
Brandon, thank you very much. Brandon Simmons live on What's New.
Yeah, let's not mention parka at all, Jay. How about that? All right, next on What's New, finding the right path. You have a degree, but you don't know where to work. Danielle Serino helps explain how to figure it all out so you can find success. Plus, an emotional post from country singer Jana Kramer about filing for divorce. What led to the decision? Coming up ahead in your pop break. Matt, what is coming up in the forecast? It was beautiful but cold today.
January, well, I'll tell you what, next week the only thing you're going to be using a parka for is to find a parka space, because we are going to have beautiful weather coming in here. It is going to warm up big time. Tonight, though, not so much, as Brandon mentioned. Inside, probably best for your outdoor dining forecast. We'll just call it the indoor dining forecast today. But warmer days ahead and some weekend rain on the way. I've got details coming up.
In today's segment, For Your New Job, we're exploring how to find or change your career. Now, a recent study by Prudential Financial found more than a quarter of employees surveyed plan to switch jobs after the pandemic. The majority, they say it's because they had time to rethink their skill set. Now, if you're one of them, here's consumer investigator Danielle Serino on how to make that move.
I was kind of beating myself up about, what do I do next?
Despite her frustration, Allie Newbold is set for success. A master's in history where she learned to write grants and a minor in legal studies. She raised money for nonprofits while a supervisor at Whole Foods and was briefly a paralegal. The problem?
Do you have any idea of where you want to go, what you want to do?
You want the honest answer? No.
Yeah.
No, not really.
Enter Chris McGuigan, founder of career development firm Professional Courage, who says the first step to figuring that out is think about what you liked about previous jobs, or if this is your first one, what you enjoy doing.
A lot of people think that you're supposed to wait until a bolt of lightning strikes out of the sky to give you a sense of what you were meant to do. I actually think there's a much more standard kind of linear process that we can take.
Allie liked her fundraising and the legal work, but says she keeps getting rejected.
A lot of firms want 3 to 5 years experience, and I don't have that, and they don't care about my master's at all. They just want like a high school diploma and the work experience.
Chris says part of the issue might be that for online applications, many companies use software that asks screening questions like, do you have the required experience?
I would encourage you to actually answer yes to that question, master's degree experience included.
She says you should absolutely apply for jobs even if you don't have that experience.
And then it gives you the opportunity to at least pass through the system and then let the human being on the other side make a determination as to whether or not your existing experience in management along with your master's degree qualifies you for those positions.
For those still exploring, Chris says use Google to help create your ideal job by stringing together search words. For Allie, that would be fundraising, paralegal, grant writing.
It's going to result in a variety of different job titles that will start to open your understanding of what's out there and available.
Like a job writing grants for the Legal Aid Society and a LinkedIn profile for someone who currently does all three, which takes us to Chris's third tip in finding your path: never stop networking.
Reaching out to individuals, making sure that you're showing some admiration and respect for what they have done in that field might spark them and have a 15, 20-minute conversation with you about their own experience, giving you some additional insight to determine, is that a field that you do want to pursue?
Danielle Serino, 3 News.
All right, Danielle, thank you very much. Time for weather. Matt Wintz is here now, as promised. Matt's going to tell us whether or not we need a parka next week, or hopefully short sleeve T-shirts. That's what I'm looking for. Matt, your weather word today has meaning. I told you that I had already put away my snow shovel, only to have to dig it back out. Your word today is retire, as in, can I please finally retire my snow shovel until next December?
Jay, you can. I'm telling you, I'm going to say that with confidence, not knowing what May 5th through 12th brings. But you know what? All indication is we're going to warm up and we're going to stay on the mild side of things here, at least over the next 10 days. That's some good news. So we'll get that in the forecast for sure. Today, kind of rough, but compared to yesterday, this is glorious, right? We're in the low 40s out east, a little bit warmer as you get down towards the south and the west. The sunshine has helped, but we increased those clouds as expected. If you joined me yesterday, remember the models weren't showing any rain out there, and we were looking at the radar way up in Minnesota saying that was going to be our pattern today. And look, we have rain pretty much everywhere. The good news is this is very light, a lot of it evaporating before it hits the ground, so some light showers that'll just come and go, and this will fade over the next couple hours as we lose that daytime heating. This is a product still of that cold air up above us and that strong April sun. Low pressure off towards the north, that's the one that provided all the snow. That's heading outbound. You see the clearing skies off to our west. That's product of high pressure, which is going to settle in. But nowhere in the country is there real warmth. Everyone's kind of cold right now. It gets a little bit better off towards the west. That's what we'll settle into tomorrow, a comfortably cool day, but all things considered, no big warm-ups over the next 4 days. It's next week we start to see that. One more cold night as high pressure settles in. We'll likely get down to near freezing in spots, especially if we clear things out, as I'm expecting us to do so. National Design Mart hour-by-hour forecast. You can see the clear skies. Models picking up on that. Temperatures down near freezing, a little bit warmer as we're protected near the lakeshore with that 48-degree water temperature now. Tomorrow we'll start with bright sunshine in the morning. You'll need the sunglasses on your way out to work. Clouds will increase. These will be high wispy clouds. So we'll go with intervals of clouds tomorrow afternoon, but temperatures responding nicely. Our average high this time of year up to 62. We'll make it into the upper 50s to near 60 tomorrow, and then Friday night plans look good before we bring some rain chances back in this weekend. This is above and below average temperatures. The blue, those are below average. Look how much of the country is below average the next couple days as that cool air stays in here. But we've got a warming trend, and a big one that takes place Sunday and Monday, and then Tuesday is when it really heads in here. We're going to have temperatures going from way below average to way above average, and I think we are going to make a nice run at 80 degrees next week. The muggy meter, why are you bringing this out for? Well, look at this. We're going to have some humidity around here Tuesday, Wednesday. Not quite humid. But I'll tell you what, you can't retire that muggy meter here this time of year because it certainly gets humid. There's the shower chances this weekend with your Union Home Mortgage 7-day forecast. We bring it sunshine. I've got us at 80 Tuesday, 79 Wednesday. In terms of the draft, as we always do, second half hour of the show, we'll take you long term. We'll look at that draft and look at those potentials for rain.
All right, Matt, thank you very much. You got that wire in, or that word in just under the wire, but you got it done. Coming up next on What's New, a spinoff to a hit TV show is in the works. We've got all the details about How I Met Your Father coming up in your pop break. Then this little girl looks like she's in trouble, right? What do you think her dad did to cause this reaction? Did he A, take away her favorite toy, B, call her boyfriend, or C, tell her she's getting a little brother? The answer ahead in your Worth the Watch.
All right, everybody, it's about that time for your pop break. Former President George W. Bush opens up on his friendship with Michelle Obama. Hit TV show How I Met Your Mother is getting a sequel, and country music singer and actress Jana Kramer has filed for divorce from her husband. Kramer is divorcing Mike Cosson after 6 years of marriage. She revealed the announcement in this social media post last night, saying in part, "I've fought, y'all. I've loved hard. I've forgiven. I've put the work in. I've given everything I have, and now I have nothing else to give." The couple published a book 7 months ago about keeping a strong marriage and previously separated in 2016 over infidelity. They have 2 children together, a 2- and 5-year-old. Well, last night, former President George W. Bush was on Jimmy Kimmel Live talking about his friendship with former First Lady Michelle Obama. So what started that unlikely friendship?
Here's the thing. I go to a lot of funerals.
Yeah.
And so does she.
Okay.
And because of protocol, I'm always stuck next to her, or she's always stuck next to me.
Bush added he can get antsy during funerals, so he starts cracking some unrelated jokes. Michelle thinks they're funny, so they bonded. The former president also released a new book this week called Out of Many, One, showing 43 portraits he painted of immigrants. And TV show How I Met Your Mother is getting a sequel. It's called How I Met Your Father, and it'll star Hilary Duff as the lead role, playing Sophie. Hulu has ordered 10 episodes of the spinoff that's focused on Sophie explaining to her son how she met his dad, going back in time to 2021, talking life things like love, dating apps, and living in New York City. No release date has been announced yet.
Very cool, and love the Cleveland tie on that show. All right, January, before the break, we asked everyone what they thought this little girl's dad did to cause this reaction. She is just adorable. Any guesses, January?
I'm going to think he told her she's getting a little brother. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay, that logical guess. Let's find out what happened.
Yeah, this is Eliza's dad. Oh, you're her boyfriend. She didn't tell me she had a boyfriend.
Oh, look at Eliza.
Oh, that is classic. January, do you remember that stage when your parents found out that maybe you had someone that you were talking with or flirting with, and
I was
the
35.
embarrassment? Yeah. I kind of doubt you were 35, but it's encapsulated perfectly in that video. She's just, she doesn't know what else to do.
Oh, that is so adorable. She is so busted and she knows it. All right, we're getting the rush from the producer. Still ahead, wedding comeback. How some couples are ditching the traditional ceremonies and virtual gatherings as wedding season ramps up. We'll tell you all about that. Plus, happy Earth Day, y'all. Some fascinating facts about our beautiful, wonderful world as Mike Polk Jr. quizzes Jay and I this Throwdown Thursday.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
And we'd like to welcome you back to the second half hour of What's New. I'm Jay Crawford. January Keaton is in for Betsy today. January, it's always good to have you in. It was chilly today, but it was odd. It felt so much better than yesterday because at least the sun was back out.
Yeah, but you know, I've been playing hopscotch with my plants, Jay. I need Matt Wentz to tell me when I can put them outside and keep them outside. That's all I'm waiting on.
We were out last night putting buckets over certain things that probably wouldn't react well to the hard freeze. Hopefully we saved everything. It's crazy, but that's weather here in Northeast Ohio in the month of April. You get a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
We get started this half hour with 3 things you need to know. Number 1, the National Fraternal Order of Police is responding to that LeBron James tweet from yesterday. The NBA star tweeted a picture of what's believed to be the Columbus officer who shot and killed Ma'Khia Bryant. It read, "You're next." #accountability. James would delete the tweet, saying it was being used to create more hate than good, but added he's tired of black people getting killed by police. Meanwhile, the FOP tweeted at him saying King James, with his vast resources and influence, should educate himself and frankly has a responsibility to do so on the facts before weighing in. They added this is disgraceful and extremely reckless.
Well, one of the men charged with killing a family of 8 in Pike County 5 years ago admitted his involvement today. Edward Jake Wagner appeared in court today to change his plea on multiple counts, including 8 counts of aggravated murder. He's going to change that to guilty. In 2016, 8 members of the Roden family were found dead in 3 trailers and a camper in Piketon. Jake, his dad, mom, and older brother were arrested in 2018 and charged with their deaths. Today marks the 5th anniversary of that horrific incident.
The Ohio Turnpike service plazas in Amherst are once again open. The Highway Patrol closed the eastbound and westbound stations this afternoon because of a possible threat. The aviation unit and bomb-sniffing dogs checked both plazas. They found no evidence of any danger. All right, now we move to our top talker here at 5:30, and you might start seeing some wedding invitations in the mail again soon. The industry, the events industry, January, is beginning to make a comeback.
Slowly but surely, but wedding trends have changed since the start of the pandemic. We know it's only been a little over a year, but those trends have changed. Sarah Shookman, she has more on what you can expect this year.
Welcome, family, friends, and loved ones.
Virtual wedding planner Wedfully took off in 2020 as the pandemic forced couples to pivot big plans for their big day.
We've always wanted a big wedding.
Even as COVID-19 protocols loosen in parts of the country, some couples are still seeing the benefits of digital nuptials.
The 2 main benefits of going virtual is definitely cutting down costs and cutting down planning stress.
This spring, more couples are continuing to embrace the mini-moni with plans for a bigger reception later in the year.
We're going to see a lot of the trends that happened over the last year carry forward.
But as in-person events bounce back, newly engaged couples are competing for venues with those that postponed last year.
We're definitely seeing weddings booking a year and a half in advance.
With many Saturdays already booked up and fall set to be the busiest ever for weddings, couples are getting creative.
So we're seeing couples plan for Thursday weddings, maybe Sunday brunch, Sunday evening, even into Monday.
Many wedding planning checklists now include health protocols, with more couples and venues starting to require guests to be tested or vaccinated before attending.
The biggest one is this vaccine and negative COVID requirement, which will basically be the only way in which we can operate safely indoors for an event.
One bride so excited to get the shot, she did it in her dress.
Getting the vaccine is really exciting. It was a celebration.
A way to make celebrations safer. Sarah Shookman, 3 News.
So January, according to the Knot, 35% of weddings were pushed to 2021 or even later. And a third of the couples who got married anyway during this pandemic in 2020, they say they still plan to have a celebration a little bit later on.
Yeah, you got to have a celebration, but not right now, not just yet. I can understand why they're trying to hold off on that. All right, Jay, well, here is something interesting. Shoppers will soon be able to pay for things with their palms. Did you mean frightening instead of interesting? Oh my gosh. Amazon is expanding its palm scanning payment system, y'all. Amazon One allows shoppers to pay for items by placing their palm over a scanning device, okay? Users will link the palm print to a credit card on their first use. The company has been testing the device in about a dozen physical stores since the fall. Holy macaroni salad. All right, Amazon is bringing the palm scanner to a Whole Foods in Seattle with plans to roll out to more stores in the coming months. I mean, my brain is going to explode. All you have to do is put your palm out and you pay for your groceries. I'm not ready for that, Jay.
The technology makes things so much easier, but I'm not sure that easier is always better, because I'm sure you remember, January, when you could go back to a website that you had previously visited and ordered something from, and it automatically filled in your credit card, and you were like, wow,
yeah,
that's nice, but that could be very dangerous, because now it's just click,
with you.
and it's on its way. And it made that conspicuous consumption that so many of us spend a lot of money on even easier. With the wave of a palm print now, it's going to be that much easier. Yikes. Yeah, that could be scary.
I'm not ready for that yet. I don't know. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet.
I'm with you. I don't think I am quite yet. We'll see. All right, still ahead. Cedar Point is resurrecting a piece of park history this season. We have the details ahead in Clicking in Cleveland. Then, as mentioned, Throwdown Thursday is back, and so is Earth Day. So Mike Polk thought, let's marry the two. He'll be testing mine and January's knowledge on our planet. You may want to play it along at home. Right now, it's time for our Save Our Sauce, and we're still in Chagrin Falls today. Flipside is our feature this evening, and this place just nails grass-fed burgers in a variety of makes and trims. They'll make it however you want it. These tasty beef treats, accented by exceptional French fries. You can get onion rings on the side. You can even throw onion rings on the burger. That's a nice twist. Their milkshakes are outstanding, and a nice craft beer selection as well. I'm a regular. I strongly recommend you give them a try. Flipside, they're in Chagrin Falls. Check them out. In fact, you can check out a whole list of Chagrin Falls restaurants from our Doug Tratner at WKYC.com/SaveOurSauce. We're coming right back.
How's it going?
Can I get a mic check?
I love it. No problem. Yep, sounds good. I'm ready to bring the heat and bring the trivia and whatnot. Sorry, they were talking to me. Yep, I've got you. Believe in yourself. How's this sound? David's ignoring me. He's just being such a pill lately. I know, but I still like to call him out. It's just such nonsense. Like, what's he doing? Directing a show? Get over yourself, David. All right, you can spin a couple of plates. Talk to me. Say hi, at least. Oh, hey, you're there. That's nice. I wasn't fishing for that, but it's nice to hear from you. Out here on location, 85 feet in front of where people are doing the show.
All right, time to check in with Matt Wintz. He's been looking at that forecast, and he promised us in the last half hour that we were going to look ahead to the meat of next week's NFL draft. So we're all waiting with bated breath. Is this going to be a second-round draft pick weathercast, or are we talking a first-round draft pick weather class?
That's a big question. I thought you were going to tell everyone I promised it wasn't going to snow anymore, Jay, so I was getting a little sweaty over here in my boots. Here's the big question next week, and we addressed this yesterday. The forecast hasn't changed. We're going to be dealing with a line of showers and thunderstorms along a cold front sometime during the draft, likely Thursday on into Thursday night. Big question is, does it get out of here or does it stick around thereafter? That's where our model guidance kind of differs. So we'll show it to you here in a second. But first thing I want to touch on, we get a new drought monitor every Thursday, and I always like to bring that to you. Here are the latest numbers. That bottom number is what we need to look at. That's our departure from average in terms of precipitation, snow and rain on the year. We are now talking deficits that are up in the 4.5 inch range across Northeast Ohio. That's what the deficit range where you really can't make that up in 1 or 2 rainfalls. That takes a little bit of a pattern change. So dry soils heading into summer, not really the best idea. It is just scorching dry out west. That exceptional drought continues. They're going to get some relief out there this week. A couple systems going to come through California in the Four Corners. Much needed for them. But you see this light shade of tan there. That is moderate drought across northern Ohio, now expanding, just a result of that 2, 3, 4 inch deficit that we have. This isn't doing much. The snowpack actually helped that, but you can see we have some scattered light showers out there this evening. Those will wind down over the next couple hours. You can see kind of the end to that instability as it's moving through the cold. The snow, it's out of here, folks, and tomorrow we're going to enjoy sunshine to start. This system will fade as it moves in, but we'll still have some lingering clouds, so we'll go sun to some intervals of clouds tomorrow afternoon. A little bit warmer than today. We'll make it into the 50s. National Design Mart Hour by our forecast. One more cold night tonight. We'll likely have freezing conditions in those traditional outlying locations, especially out east where we had some of the lowest temperatures last night. Maybe some upper 20s tomorrow morning. Here come those clouds. We're well into the 50s tomorrow. That'll feel nice. Clouds will head on out of here. Saturday will start sunny. We'll increase clouds, and our next wave of rainfall moves in here on Saturday. So let's take a look at it. Area low pressure will be well down to our south, but we'll have showers that move in here. Best chances afternoon and evening on Saturday. That'll head out and clear out in time for Sunday with some lingering showers early. Then we get a nice warm flow out of the south. This is going to propel our temperatures next week. But Wednesday, we start to watch this front come in. Thursday, perhaps some showers and storms. I think that's our best chance. Does it clear out or does it linger? Some of the models keep raining here all next weekend. Those are the models I'm afraid of at this point. Union Home Mortgage 7-day. There's your weekend rain cooler. But look at temperatures next week. 70s, I think we'll have no problem reaching 80 on Tuesday. It's going to be snow shovel weather to pool weather around here. Welcome to Ohio.
Yeah. I wish we could move the draft to Tuesday and Wednesday. It looks like at least that we know that's going to be nice. All right, Matt, thanks. We'll keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully those rain models are wrong. All right, it's that time of the week again. Time for Throwdown Thursday. And today we thought because it was Earth Day, we would base all of the questions around our beautiful planet. So since January is in for Betsy, no leg lamp on the line here, January. This is for bragging rights only.
When the producer explained to me the leg lamp thing, I cracked up for a good 10 minutes. I thought
it's a thing
only on this show. I love it. Well, Mike Polk Jr., he's our host with the most today. Mike, all right, look at him. He's ready to go. Let's see how much we and the viewers at home know about our beautiful, wonderful planet Earth, who you are obviously in tune with the rhythms of.
I'm out here with Mother Gaia right now where I belong on Earth Day, you guys. January, Jay, let's have a good, clean Throwdown Thursday. On this beautiful Earth Day, we're going to alternate questions. January, you'll be going first based on alphabet, not outdated gender norms. January, your first question. Let's start with some good news. After more than 40 years spent on the endangered species list, this animal was removed in 2020 following successful recovery efforts. Is it A, the Indian elephant, B, the Tasmanian devil, or C, the American gray wolf?
Oh, I have no idea. How about the American gray wolf?
Is correct. January, 1 point. Nice work.
Yeah.
Mother Earth would be proud. Jay,
all right.
Moving on. Your question. According to the World Wildlife Federation, Roughly how long does it take for a plastic water bottle to decompose? A, 45 years, B, 450 years, or C, 4,500 years? Jay.
Oh gosh, I wouldn't think it would be 4,500 years. I'd go middle. I'd go 450 years.
Correct. You guys are nailing it.
Yeah.
Nice job, everybody.
There you go.
Got a couple of real Captain Planets here, 1-1. Next question, January. What organization largely funded and organized the very first Earth Day in 1970? Was it A, Greenpeace, B, the Boy Scouts of America, or C, the United Auto Workers?
Oh my gosh. Let's do the first Earth Day. Let's do United Auto Workers, just random.
It was the United Auto Workers. They were the ones who funded the first Earth Day. That's fantastic. Good job, January.
Yes!
Okay, you guys are nailing it. Jay, Earth Day was first celebrated in 1970, the same year that this eco-friendly mascot, Woodsy Owl, started encouraging kids to protect the environment with this catchphrase. Do you know it off the top of your head?
Yeah, I do. It's something about.
I'll give you options.
Be a hoot, don't pollute.
Don't be rat.
Don't pollute.
You got it.
Yes.
Nailed it. You didn't even need the options.
Yes, I remember him. I'm old enough to
Give a
remember
hoot,
him.
don't pollute.
Yes.
Yeah.
My two alternatives, just so you know, you guys, that I wrote were don't be rash, pick up your trash, and clean up your waste, you sad disgrace. So you nailed it, Jay. Nice work. This one's for all the marbles, January. According to the International Energy Agency, which country produces the most CO2 emissions? Is it A, China, B, India, or C, the United States?
Oh gosh, I'm gonna go with China?
China is correct. January wins, got 3 right. Jay, you got 2 right. I know it's not fair because you didn't get another chance, but I don't care. It's Earth Day. Give me this. January, congratulations.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. I never win anything.
Well, you won this. Fair and square, I guess. Mike, thank you.
Yes.
I loved
Go
your
plant
questions.
some trees, you guys. Go plant some trees.
Thank you, Mike.
Yes, sir.
Happy Earth Day to everyone. And just like that, January, he is gone.
He ran off. Goodbye.
All right. So that does it for this week's Throwdown Thursday. Congratulations to January. She is the winner. We're coming right back with more What's New.
Sorry, I just took a sip of water. Mic check. Wearing masks outdoors is a hot topic of conversation.
back, everybody. It is time to see what's clicking in Cleveland. And for that, we bring in our digital anchor, the amazing, the incomparable Stephanie Haney. Hey there, Stephanie. Good to see you again.
Great to see you, January. Wow, what an introduction. You know, as you were saying earlier in the show, it is a hot topic of conversation right now whether wearing masks outdoors is necessary to stop the spread of COVID-19. So here's what our 3 News viewers had to say when we asked them about it. By far, the most comments came from people asking, wait, when were people wearing masks outside to begin with? Now, of course, it depends on where you are, but I will say this. I have seen people, myself included, wearing them outside in downtown Cleveland, and a lot of them. A few people say we do need masks outside in certain cases, like if you're at a bus stop or walking to one, or if you're maybe at a park walking your dog and there are a lot of people close by. That's the situation for me when there's lots of people close by. And there are those who say it's necessary for them because they're not getting vaccinated against COVID, and wearing one is keeping them healthy and helping their allergies. Now, along those lines, a couple of people say, yes, we need to keep wearing masks outside because of the people who aren't vaccinated, and that we should keep doing it until we get to those herd immunity vaccination levels, that 80 to 90%, what this person says here. All right, now Cedar Point is bringing back an iconic piece of park history. It's this guy, Mercury, the statue of the Roman god for travelers and tricksters. Now, previously, this was in storage since 2016, and now he's back at the Valravn roller coaster gate. Cedar Point's Tony Clark tells us this statue came from the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair, brought back here by the president of the company way back then. If you want to bone up on more Cedar Point statue history, people can head to WKYC.com. There are lots of cool details there, and you can see Mercury and all of the other statues at Cedar Point when the park reopens on May 14th, January. We've got more details coming about those safety protocols, including if you're going to have to wear your masks outside at Cedar Point. We're going to hopefully hear more about that on Monday.
All right, that's definitely news we can use. Thank you so much, Stephanie Haney. Jay?
All right, coming up next on What's New, a very popular Browns player is doing his part to spark change and create a dialogue about race relations. The new art and the player who took part in this collaboration is ahead in Show Us Something Good. Then, tonight at 6 on What Matters Most, it's a story of survival.
I truly did not really understand how severe it was or how scary it was until Dr. Bain had said, you know, look, he's the sickest patient we have in the ICU.
Monica Robbins shares how one local high schooler is beating the odds after a stroke and the surprise visit he got from a Cleveland Indians player.
I do. How are you? I am great. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Russ Mitchell and I'm Laura Queso. It's so hard to figure out how this looks. The monitors have not caught up with the lights yet. Is that right? Yeah, it looks very dark in the monitors here.
See, I'm with you, Russ.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
It's very.
Everything sharper?
Yeah.
I look bright. Mic check. 1, 2, 3. Mic check. Mic check. I gotcha.
Well, you can find today's Show Us Something Good in downtown Cleveland, and I suggest you do. Cleveland Browns All-Pro defensive end Myles Garrett actually helped unveil the latest Voices of Cleveland art installation. He commissioned the new multi-paned work, which was completed by local artist Glenn Infante. This is part of an initiative to provide a platform, especially for people of color, as a way of expression. It's also meant to inspire conversations and lead to positive change. It's also a part of a collaboration with Destination Cleveland and Downtown Cleveland Alliance. And good for you, Myles. If you're downtown at all for the draft and you get a chance to check it out, I absolutely encourage you. And with that, we say goodnight. We're out of time. Thanks for joining us for What's New. We're back tomorrow at 5, and we hope to see you then.
And thank you for having me today with you, Jay. What matters most with Russ and Laura start right now.